ever heard the phrase, you can't win for losing? Well, you can't win without losing, because if you don't lose, if there's no such thing as loss, how do you know what winning is? You know? And the whole thing is, sometimes when you lose, especially when you're a chosen one, even when you lose, you win. Because not everyone and everything you lose is a loss. You know, these toxic people, these gossips, you know, these, I'm going to call these gossips the super spreaders, you know. And I don't mean, you know, well, they can be, because they're always in somebody's damn face. You know, whether they have COVID or not, it doesn't even matter. These people will contaminate somebody else just to come and talk about you. And those are the type of people, if you lose them, they are not a loss. If you have a conversation with somebody and they're going back and repeating that conversation to everybody, not a loss. You know, like that conversation, I don't care how unintimate it was, that conversation was between you and that person. So why in the hell are they running around telling everybody else about it? It's, you know, for attention. These people, all they want is attention. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your friendship. They know nothing of loyalty. They practice nothing of loyalty and honesty. Everything they do is for attention, no matter how immoral and disloyal it is. You know, no matter how trash that behavior is, they're gonna do it if it gets some attention. See, some people, you know, they like the publicity, but not at every cost. But some people say bad publicity is still publicity. You know, bad attention, still attention. You know, they're still happy with it. You know, which is cool. I mean, you know, why care what other people think? But something in their soul, you know, should be telling them, like, hey, you know, you don't just go around and screw other people over and, you know, disrespect their time and energy and their boundaries, trying to seeking attention and approval from other people. Because when they do that, also, they want your approval. You know, because if before, you know, maybe you were ignoring the person and you already got vibes off them, you already read their energy, like, and you were just like, no, to protect yourself. So they hovered around to the point and, you know, harassed you and, you know, did all kinds of sideways stuff, did the most to get your attention. You were feeling like, oh, you know, this shit is exhausting. I'm gonna just I'm gonna give the motherfucker a chance. Because the thing about a lot of us is that we have to be justified and not having anything to do with a person or cutting them off a lot of the times. You know, but some people, we just know. And they go and prove you right, and then it's just like, there's your justification. So now you honestly don't have to feel bad anymore, but some of us still will feel bad because we cut off a rotten fruit. You know, why is that? You know, it was rotten to the core. This person has no intention on changing. They just came around you for your energy and, you know, to say basically, hey, I wasted this person's time and got them to invest it in me, you know, so I could waste it. You know, the whole thing is we know who these people are just based off their energy. They don't even have to open their mouth. The way they move and, you know, all that looking and kiki and giggling with other people before they come over there and talk to you. I know a lot of us, quote unquote, chosen ones have experienced that, you know, because we like to roll solo. Solitude and being alone, and, you know, being alone and loneliness are two completely different things. You can be in a crowd and still be lonely as shit. You can be all around all your loved ones and still be lonely, you know. And if that may be something you need to fix within, or something, you know, with that group of people or that person, that you are lonely and they're not feeling, you know, they're just filling a space that could be filled by someone who is more high vibrational, or who is on your level, that you don't feel lonely. Because the feeling of loneliness comes from people when you can't trust these people, or you can't have a conversation with them because it's going to turn into an argument that, you know, you talk in circles and argue in circles, and it gets to no point, it leads to no growth apart from you being more patient, you know. But even the chosen ones get tired of the trials of building patience, because I mean, man, that's damn near gone for me. I'm trying now. I'm trying to keep the patience that I have about myself, you know, because that's one of our key points, is to be patient with people. But now it's, you know, we had our season of solitary, whatever you want to call it. We had our season. Now it's time for us to start getting out there, and we're going to have to practice that patience, but we're going to have to practice it with other people instead of just with ourselves. We had our season where, you know, we were isolated or whatever, but you know, the whole thing about me and people like me is I need solitude more than I need people around me. You know, so how does that work? You know, just breathe. Just breathe. Take breaks if you need to. Find a way away. You don't have to lie to them or anything. Just step away. You know, make sure you have a schedule busy enough that, and with enough important things that you can cut whatever you're doing short. You know, and keep it moving. Let it be enough to be like, hey, I really gotta go. Like, make it important enough that they can't make you sit there and, you know, some people will keep a conversation going just to hold on to you and hold on to your time and, you know, keep you in their face so they can keep watching you and keep tabs on you and try to dig on you, ask questions or whatever. Be hoes, basically. You know, professional time wasters is what they are. Just professional time wasters. So they can dig on you and be a super spreader. They can spread any dirt they think they found on you, you know, whatever. The thing about someone like me and people like me is I'm comfortable with whatever. I'm comfortable with who I am. I made mistakes. I fell on my face plenty of times. You know, I did some dirt. So on and so forth. I did a lot of dirt, actually. And I'm not afraid of that stuff getting spread around. I really don't give a fuck. You know, like every saint has a future. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. You know, and it's up to you what you want to do with either one. The information from the past can build your future on a solid foundation, or they can build their future on the information from your past and make a weak foundation that you can just pull right off from under them, with just coming out with the truth. You know, because half the time, 90% of the time, what they're saying is not true. It's just, you know, they'll mix it with bits of the truth from what they were able to converse with you, but you know, it's not true. Period. You know, there's no half truths. You know, there's no half lies. There's just full lies and there's a truth. Period. You know, there's no half to the truth. It's either a full truth or a full lie. And that's one of the things you can count as black and white. And we see in color. You know, so we try to make things flowery sometimes. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, my bad. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, these people, you gotta be willing to lose anyone and everything if you're gonna go on a spiritual journey. You know, like all that material stuff and you know, the nice cars or whatever. You know, it's just a car. It's just an engine and some wheels. You know, it's just, you know, something to get you from A to B. Do you really need all the bells and whistles? You can invest. You know, they don't tell you a lot of things that in school. Like, they tell you a bunch of stuff that you don't even use today. Like, if you're gonna be, you know, somebody who's not for working for other people. Like, they don't tell you that you could start an LLC business for free. You know, they don't tell you, you know, like about overhead costs or anything like that. So, you know, what is that? What is it to lose material things and invest in your business? There's always going to be overhead. You know, it's just like, I'm just saying, to start a business, depending on what the nature of the business is. In some business, you could just start for free. Of course, you know, the expenses come later, but you can make your name and then build off your own name and your own energy. So not everything you lose is a loss. You know, you could take that stuff and start a website and start, you know, if you're going to be a hoarder, you know, why not make a company that's like local that you can make deliveries to and things like that. But anyways, all I'm saying is, you know, not everything and everything you lose is a loss, and you got to try to, you know, turn it into something you can build off of. So like anybody who, you know, anybody who's full of opinions, man, just, you gotta let that go. Especially if it's opinions coming from a person who, you know, say they're not interested in starting a business. They're comfortable being a worker. There's advice you can take from certain people of certain levels, you know. Like, and you can leave that advice, you can lose that type of advice from that type of person, because they're really not, you know, unless they have experience or they know people who are actually business owners, or they have actually learned thoroughly from it, and they still aren't interested. That's a different story. But that type of information, you can tell that motherfucker to keep it to themselves, you know, because it's not helping, because they don't have any value. Because some people just love giving their opinion, you know, where it doesn't count, and it's a waste of time. It's a time wasting activity, and you need to nip that shit in the bud. You got to be cutthroat sometimes to these people, even if you love them. I don't mean you got to separate completely from the person, but you got to tell them, hey, keep your opinions to yourself, man, because it's like you have no stock in this, and you have no experience in this, and what you're telling me, especially if you have a perspective that has worked for other people and you've talked to other business owners as well. Those are the people you need to be talking to, people who have the experience and the knowledge to actually touch on those things. And so, yeah, you can lose a person just telling them to, you know, keep their opinion to themselves, and that's okay. You'll lose plenty of those, because everybody has an opinion. They're like assholes. Everybody has one, but nobody wants to hear them. You know, and you can smell the bullshit a mile away when you're awakened and you're trying to, you know, get things moving on your own and trying to get things started. And these people just want to get mad because they can't sit around and give you opinions that'll wreck your shit. You know, you can't even get started off their opinions, you know, because their opinions ain't paying any bills. You know, their opinion is in progressing your business or making you any money. It's not profiting you at all. You know, it's not profitable to you at all. You know, unless you're going to do something like this, which could potentially be profitable. But yeah, opinions, lose them. Kill it. You know, especially when they don't have any valid, you know, like if it's an opinion and not constructive criticism, you know, they can fuck off. You know, like it might hurt them, but oh well, you know. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind, and they'll be around if they are meant to be down, you know. So I just want to leave you guys with that. Remember, drink water, heal properly. Life is too short to mind other people's business, and no matter how much they pay you for, your time is the only thing that's truly priceless.